Hey friends, it's Nikayla from the podcast Side Hustle Pro. I'm always looking for ways to keep my kids entertained without screens, and the Yoto Mini has been a total lifesaver. My kids are obsessed. Yoto is a screen-free audio player where kids just pop in a card and listen. Hours of stories, music, podcasts, and more, and no screens or ads. With hundreds of options for ages 0 to 12, it's the perfect gift they'll go back to again and again. Check it out at yotoplay.com. YOTOPLAY.com.
This holiday, give the gift that says, let's cancel plans and just lounge. MeUndies has dropped their new holiday collection, and it's made for maximum cozy. We're talking soft as snow ultramodal fabric, festive prints, and loungewear so comfy your couch might get jealous. Onesies, hoodies, joggers, even delightfully quirky holiday designs. You're welcome. Knock out all your holiday gifting needs with deals up to 60% off at MeUndies.com/ACAST. Enter promo code ACAST. That's MeUndies.com/ACAST. Code ACAST.
The kettle's boiled, Vic.
Great. Perfect timing. Just a dash of milk for me, please, mate.
Here you go. Shall we get started then?
Have you ever woken up on a Sunday morning and said, I'm never drinking again, and then found yourself waving $50 at a barman by happy hour?
Are you wondering why everyone else can stop at 1 while you head to a dodgy after-party with a weird bloke called Disco Dave? If so, it might be time to take a deeper look at your relationship with your reliable social crutch, alcohol.
On each episode, we'll investigate our own dysfunctional dealings with booze and find out if it's possible to stop this deeply ingrained habit before things get too messy.
Yep, we're going to open up a shame shed of humiliating drinking stories to help you understand why waking up from a booze coma each weekend with a kebab sticking out of your top pocket might actually be negatively impacting your health.
Hamish and I are here to delve into what it's like being sober, an unwanted warts and all look into why giving up those cheeky pints or putting down those mummy wines will make you feel happier, help your anxiety and mental health, and turn you into the most sparkly, authentic version of you.
Won't that mean I become boring though, Vic?
Well, Hamish, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm Victoria Vanstone.
I'm Hamish Adams-Cairns.
And this is Sober Awkward.
I know you love a mouth trumpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something about that song?
Yes.
Liz has sort of ruined it for me.
Oh.
Because whenever we do...
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin Happy Birthday for everyone right now.
I'm about to ruin Happy Birthday for everyone. Because whenever we do a fake striptease for each other, too much information?
Yeah, maybe.
I think that she thinks the Full Monty theme song is the Happy Birthday theme song. So instead of going like do 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 do, she goes do 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 do. That just makes me think of children's birthday parties. That is not what you want from striptease.
I'm not interested in that part of the story.
It doesn't happen often.
I'm more interested in the fact that you and Liz, married with a 1-year-old, do sexy striptease in front of each other.
Every time I get changed,
right?
I might as well.
Every time you get changed, so it's not a seductive.
There's nothing sexy about it at all. It's just, we have to take off clothes at the end of every night. We might as well do it to music.
Okay, there's no sex afterwards, of course.
No, zero. I appreciate the sentiment of playing your mouth trumpet to me on Today of All Days.
Yes, because it is your soberversary.
It is my soberversary.
Congratulations, Hamish.
Thank you so much. I never thought I would make it to 2 years. That was never the goal. The plan was 1 year, and then your wily ways and this podcast dragged me out to 2.
I was a bad influence when I was a drinker, and I'm a bad influence as a sober person.
Yes. And I like the fact that you feel guilty about that.
I do. I'd feel
You're
terribly
like,
guilty.
I'm so sorry. If you ever need to go back to it, you just be my guest.
It's not the right message, is it?
It's not.
Oh, dear. Yeah, so happy birthday,
thank
though.
you.
Yeah.
So I also should apologise for the general huskiness of my voice.
Yes.
I'm expecting that maybe the next couple of episodes will be a bit like this, not COVID. Part of me hopes that I will now receive women's underwear in the post.
Yeah.
Because there's this sexy huskiness to my voice. But there is zero sexiness to this huskiness. There's a lot of phlegmy coughs.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about putting your pants in the post, think of the phlegmy coughs and return them to your waistline.
I think you're more likely to get some dirty man pants in the post. Yeah. It's not very woke, Hamish, sending your knickers to a mail.
No. Do people still do that?
I don't think so.
Have you ever done that?
This is the millennials, isn't it?
Have you ever thrown your bra at someone on stage?
Probably.
Good.
It's probably happened, Hamish,
Okay,
I
good.
should think, yeah.
You weren't woke back in the 90s.
I wasn't
80s,
woke. I was like, have my undies.
You were asleep.
It's allowed. Yeah, I was asleep or passed out.
What is the opposite to woke?
Sleep?
Probably is sleep.
Yeah. I was asleep in the 90s.
Yeah.
Blacked out.
That's it.
You're either black out or you're woke.
Or
so
sleep.
now we're trying to be woke because we don't no longer have blackouts.
Yes, we're
Yes.
permanently awake.
Yeah, so don't throw your knickers at men.
Okay.
That is just silly.
When was the last time you did something for the first time, though, Vic?
Well, I've done lots of firsts recently, Hamish,
you?
with my book coming out. Well, I recently spoke in front of people without any notes,
Yeah.
which was the first time I've ever done that, which was hugely empowering.
I think I was the most proud I've ever been of you
Yes.
on hearing that story.
Yes, because I went to an event, like a book signing event, and the woman said to me, "Where are you going to do your speech, Vic?" I was like, "What speech?" She's like, "You're doing a speech, aren't you?" I was like, "Oh my God."
It's kind of like a nightmare, isn't it?
It's anyone's nightmare.
Yeah.
And I had no chance to change my mind or step away. She was literally leading me onto the stage as she said it, with 40 people in the audience all waiting for me to speak. So I just had to walk up there and get on with it. And it was the best speech I've ever given.
Wild.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, I totally owned it. 45 minutes I spoke for. Best feeling. So
Couldn't-
that was a
couldn't
first.
shut her up. They asked for 40.
Couldn't
You
shut her up,
banged on
get her
for
off.
5 more.
They had one of those hooks come on from the side.
They do that thing when they flash the lights, like at the Oscars.
What are the lights flashing
Yeah.
for? I've still got shit to say. There's one thing that I've done for a first recently, which I find really, really annoying and awkward, actually, is the book signing things. I'm going to go on about this because it's the only thing I've done first ever for ages, ever, was people queuing up to get my signature inside their books. And then there being people in the queue that I know.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, "Hey, Vic, how's it going? I haven't seen you for 2 years," because I was down in Sydney or whatever. And I'm like, "Hey, how's it going? I'll sign your book." And then I can't have a conversation with them because there's another person waiting beside them.
So you look a bit rock star,
So
almost like you're
I look like a
ignoring the
dick.
old friendship.
I look like an absolute dick. I'm like, "I love you, but I can't talk to you right now. Even though you've made the effort to come and see me and have your book signed and you're my mate, I'm actually going to have to usher you along."
That's it. Because you've gotten
Awful.
so Hollywood since your book came out.
It's not a good feeling. I don't want to do that
Do
again.
you say just stick around, or can you not even do that? 'Cause there's too many of them.
I don't know. It's too many of them. I actually can't give time to the people that I love in that situation. And it's really horrible because normally if an old mate of mine came to see me, we're like, "Right, what are we doing? Let's go and have a coffee and have a chat and, tear the world apart in a conversation." But I couldn't do it at all. And it felt really wrong, actually. So I don't know quite how to deal with that.
Rejecting friends on the list.
Yes. Oh, actually, that's my next one. I
Oh.
recently dumped a friend via text. Yeah, which was very unkind.
Can you read me the text?
No.
It's too personal.
It just said, "This is too much.
It's
I can't
over."
do this anymore. I know it's unkind, but it felt really good."
Did you say it's not you, it's me?
Sort of, yeah, in a fluffy way.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's...
it was someone who was just wanting stuff from me without. There was no exchange in the friendship. It was just, "I want this, I want that. I'm going to meet you and tell you all of my problems, and I'm never even going to say, 'How are you?'" And I was like, "Actually, I'm not doing this anymore. This is fucked."
Yeah.
So I did the old bye-bye.
Good on you. I
Yeah.
have a similar situation with a friend, and I've just gone quiet.
Yeah.
I don't have the balls to send a cowardly breakup text, and so
Yeah.
I've just gone very quiet. "Oh, sorry, I didn't get your message. No, I'm not in town anymore."
Yeah, I just said this friendship isn't working for me anymore.
Did she
Yeah.
answer? Or did
No,
he answer?
Didn't answer. Perfect. The one thing that I haven't done before, Hamish, that I do now is like myself. It's a
Okay.
very sobriety related one. That's a first. I'm also trying to learn how to make my eyeballs vibrate.
How do you learn that? Is that a YouTube video
I'm
for
going to
that?
take my glasses off to
Oh,
show
you're
you.
gonna do it?
Yeah, I saw someone doing it on YouTube, so I thought I need to learn. Are you ready?
Need to learn.
You
Interesting
ready?
use of the word need.
Vibrating eyeballs. Ready?
This would be good for an audio only. Okay, nothing's happening.
Yeah, I'm
but
still learning.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Your eyebrows went up. You've learned from YouTube
I feel like they're vibrating.
how to put your eyebrows. You just look a bit shocked.
I haven't got it yet. Anyway, yeah, so I've not mastered it, but you'll know when I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you'll show me.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Good.
All the time. What about you?
Well, we had our TV appearance, which was the first time I've done
Yes.
a TV appearance as me.
Yes.
I've done sort of acting. I say acting like in the background of thing as an extra.
Yes.
So that was the first, quite an exciting one.
Yes, we were on the ABC News here in Australia, which is like the biggest news channel, wasn't it?
Very
It was
exciting.
very professional.
It
We were
was
very good, weren't we?
In and out like real pros.
Yeah, we were proper pros that
Actually,
day.
that might be, getting hair and makeup. I don't think I might have done that once before.
Yeah, that was fun.
Getting hair and makeup felt pretty baller.
Yeah.
I tried basketball. I now see a therapist regularly.
Yes.
Which I can't say is a new thing because I've done it for 6 weeks now, but I've begun telling friends recently
great.
about it.
Yes.
Particularly male friends. It's quite
Great.
an interesting bonding conversation to share something like that.
Totally.
And more often than not, they're like, oh yeah, and me too. I'm like, oh cool, I'm not the only one doing this, which just felt quite nice. I had my first ever official job interview last week, and I've got another one. When we end this episode's recording, I've got round 2. Which, because all of my jobs have always been like, oh, a friend of a friend, and we'll have a coffee and then you're in.
Sort of winging it jobs.
This is like genuine, like,
Proper
they
job.
haven't asked me like, what's your biggest weakness?
Okay.
Which I would like them to ask because it's such a cliche.
Hand jobs?
Yeah, awful at them. Awful at them. Slow and smooth or fast and rigorous, you know?
It's very important in your
It
role.
is important.
Yeah.
Oh, and I suppose my first ever hand job.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
To the potential new boss.
Yeah.
That's how you get jobs, isn't it?
with that funny music playing in the background. Not happy birthday. Don't do that in your interview.
I should.
I'm going to tell you the advice that my father gave me when I went for my first job interview when I was probably 18. He sat me down and I said, Dad, I'm really nervous. I've made some notes. Like, I know what I'm going to say. He said, to every question they ask you, answer, what's it to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I didn't get a job.
Did you try it? What's it for you?
No, of course I didn't.
Imagine. If
Sorry,
they ask
Victoria.
me a question I don't know the answer to, it's like, talk to us about sales and facts and figures. What's it to you?
What's it to you, motherfucker?
Yeah, and you have to sort of do it in a voice as well. I feel like to really
What's it to you?
That's it. But yeah, the reason I wanted to write this episode and start with that slightly bizarre start was because this episode is going to come out just after my 2-year soberversary. Today is the day. I wanted us to compare how we found our first years of sobriety before diving a little more into the changes and the motivations behind every year after that. It's kind of an episode what I've written because I'm going to try and pick your brains for advice to make my 3rd year easier.
Okay. I'm not very good at giving advice.
You're going to be the guru, which
Okay.
is, I know, a role that you enjoy.
I do enjoy it, but I find it a bit sad.
No, you enjoy it. Don't play it cool.
Okay, I enjoy it. For most people, New Year's Day is a good time to reflect on the year behind you and start to get excited and make plans for the year ahead. But us sober lot are a bit weird, aren't we? We often use our soberversaries as this important and impactful day in our lives that nobody else really cares about.
Of course, this episode is not just about us sprouting our own bullshit stories. Finding the motivation to carry on is so important for anyone that is sober. Lose that and you find yourself slipping off the wagon and towards a relapse.
Yes, that wagon is always on its way out, isn't it, Hamish? So let's get into it. Firstly, Hame, well done on 2 years of sobriety. That is an amazing feat. You don't have amazing feet, but that is FEAT. Yeah.
Thanks for spelling that
Yes,
out.
just in case you were wondering, because his feet are fucking gross. How does it feel to have gotten this far?
Well, like I said, the goal was 1 year. 1 year of the podcast, 1 year of sobriety. So I never really thought I would get this far. With that being said, I'm very proud that now every day that I carry on is like a new record.
Yes.
Like, wow, 2 years and 1 day is my biggest ever record since I was like 13,
Yes,
I
'cause-
guess.
but you
we
also
all
did
have about 13
Yeah.
years of sobriety.
Yes.
First 13 years of
Yeah,
life.
when you're born.
I guess, I actually said this isn't a record.
Yeah.
As soon as I hit 14 years, then it's a record.
But you had a year off, didn't you, in your early
2015.
20s?
yeah.
Yes.
2015, I had a year off. So I've smashed that record now. I've doubled that record.
Can we just talk about that for a second? Isn't it interesting that it was a challenge that you gave up drinking for a year for somebody that's not considered to be a problem drinker, yet it was a challenge? It's funny, isn't it?
It was a dare.
It was a dare.
Yeah.
It was something that people thought that you wouldn't be able to achieve, which in hindsight is an interesting point of view, isn't it?
But interestingly, for the motivation aspect of that year, is I had these big athletic performances, like big events booked in throughout the year. So I was always like, okay, I need to be sober to meet the next one, to meet the next one, to meet the next one. So that was quite easy
Yes.
for me to be sober because there's always a goal.
Yeah.
Whereas when you just give up, like Ziggy Albert said, just indefinitely,
Yeah.
there's no milestones that you're aiming for anymore. It's just continuous sobriety, which is sort of why I want to get into
Yeah.
how you maintain that level of motivation to carry on.
It's funny how even then, back then, you knew that being sober, even though you probably didn't really consciously sit down and think about it, but because you knew you had those events coming up, you knew that being sober would be the best thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the way that you phrase your sobriety, sort of what I'm finding is a lot of people have done it like me. So I said, I'll just do it for a year for the podcast. Ziggy Albert said, I'll just do it indefinitely rather than forever. Osher said he'll just do it until he can have a better relationship with alcohol. And just, he's been 14 years sober and that day has never come. So I think it's kind of something that we do maybe as a act of self-protection, self-preservation. Like, I can't give up forever, but I'll give up for a year and I can do that.
Yeah.
If I carry on, then great.
Yeah. And that's why they say one day at a time, because some people, depending on how far extreme you've got into your drinking, they can only do that on a day-to-day basis. And that's a really good lesson as well. Some people will be struggling so much that they have to go, right, today is a new day, like I did with a year and you did, you know, with your whole sobriety. It's like, this is okay for now and this is working for now. And let's just stick with that. I listened to the Osher episode this morning and talking about the power of now and living in the now. That's what this is all about, I think, isn't it? So the day I walked into a therapist for the first time, I was hoping that they would actually teach me how to moderate. I tell that story a lot. I didn't want to give up entirely. What happens in your early sobriety is that slowly but surely the benefits of not drinking alcohol slowly reveal themselves to you, like a seductive stripper, Hamish. Oh, God. This image isn't going to go out of my brain.
You've got so many kids' parties as well. You've got 3 kids. Before long, you're enjoying your new life for reasons that you thought had no connection with your previous party lifestyle. Vic, before we look at how every subsequent year of our sobriety's developed, I want to really hone in on that first year in particular, because we had very different experiences of that first year of sobriety, didn't we? So how did you find yours?
Well, as I said, I went in there hoping to drink better and be someone that could moderate. That didn't happen, and I walked out feeling relieved that I would never, ever drink again. That was a huge epiphany. My first year was quiet, I've written here. I didn't tell anyone, did I? So I stayed at home a lot. I didn't do any of the things I used to do. I didn't go to pubs. I didn't go to parties. I actually stayed home and kept it a secret.
Was that easy for you or was that hard for you?
That's what I had to do.
Right.
I felt like it was important enough to me, and I'd been so unwell that I was prepared to make sacrifices to make sure it stuck. And the most important thing was my family, my husband and my kids, and it felt very personal and very private. I didn't feel the need to talk to anyone about it. I'd had the therapy, I'd done the work, and I just wanted to have some quiet time where I reflected on the past few years and started writing the book, actually. Yeah. I wrote about what was going on, which was, of course, my own sort of therapy. I didn't tell anyone, and I didn't go and meet anyone that's sober. I did eventually start a sober group, which I started on Meetup and met people, which was amazing. But I was just really private about it. It was so important to me, so I kept it close. But I was beaming inside during that period. I think that's important to say. Knowing that I was going against everything I'd ever seen and heard and experienced until that point felt absolutely radical to me. Like I was doing it felt like I was doing the impossible on a day-to-day basis, which is actually a fantastic feeling, even if it's secret. And actually I felt a newfound power rising within me, but I wasn't sure what it was in that first year. I didn't know that everything was coming back to me that I'd missed out on. It was just a really slow process. I just realised something weird, actually. I was dilly-dallying around pretending to drink for a while. About a year, remember I held that beer on like a lifeline to my old self. Then decided to never drink again on the 10th of March 2018. I just did the maths and I basically got pregnant on about that day.
Really?
I've worked it out. Yeah, when I was reading this podcast, I was really thinking about the dates and the times and what I did in that first year. I had Fred on the 7th of December, which is exactly 9 months from my sober date. I looked it up on the computer. So it was like my body was celebrating me choosing like life over booze. Yeah. And it went, right, you're ready now. You can have another child. It's okay.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'd never thought about it before. It's literally to the day. So there was that year where I was dilly-dallying around, not really sure what I was doing. And then there was one day where I just went, I'm fed up with this, thinking that I'm going to be able to moderate or ever drinking again. I'm going to make the final decision. Mm-hmm. And I was in a cafe in Sydney when I thought about it. And this is the day. And I downloaded that Done Drinking app that day. And I had Fred 9 months later, even though John wasn't with me on that trip.
Yes, but the postman was.
Oh, I've given too much away. There was a nice doorman at the hotel I was
Yeah.
staying at. I was actually away for the week. It must have been the Monday.
Okay, that ruins our story a little bit.
Yeah. So on March the 10th every year, we're not only celebrating my soberversary, Hamish, we're also celebrating the last time I had sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's worth celebrating.
That is,
It is weird that you get all the friends and family over and we do birthdays and cakes and candles and songs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's my sex birthday. What about you? How was your first year of
So
sobriety?
mine was a little different to yours, whereas instead of sort of locking myself inside and self-reflecting and writing books, I made it a point to go out as much as possible because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do everything that I'd ever done drunk whilst sober, which I found incredibly rewarding, which might kind of be because my mindset with challenges is like, oh, this will be really hard, so it'll be really good, rather than this will be really hard, so it's fucking awful, and the first year's about white-knuckling it. Not sure, maybe just the right approach. So I loved doing everything for the first time to just prove that point to myself. I would say that the first year was probably more rewarding for the second year because of that. And I think maybe people that give up alcohol without having had a problem might agree with me. Whereas if you had a problem, that first year can be fucking hard, like inevitably.
Hard or a relief as well.
Yeah. So I kind of felt like I was slowly removing the shackles that had held me down. And Millie McIntosh, remember, she described it as driving a car without the handbrake on for the first time. I sort of felt like, oh my God, I can do all of these things. And I feel like everyone says it kind of feels like a superpower.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone, but it kind of feels like a superpower, which I really like. And that comes up quite a lot. And I felt it quite a lot in that first year. I also think partly to do with my researching for this podcast and throwing myself into like the literature and the information around alcohol, it was the first time that I saw alcohol for what it really is. Yeah. There's an element of it being very easy to drink alcohol to excess when you are naive to what it is. Mm-hmm. And like we study this shit every week and we talk about it every week and everyone sends us podcasts and books and tips and tricks and posts. I know too much now. So I kind of feel like I enjoyed the learning aspect of it. I enjoyed taking it on like a new subject at university. Like, right, I'm really going to learn about this because the more I learn about it, the easier it is for me to not drink. Yeah, that was a real part of me maintaining sobriety, was just educating myself about it.
And I think that's what you do as a drinker, is that you choose to ignore the stats and ignore the cancer information and ignore all the scary bits about alcohol because it's what you relate in your head to how you have fun. So therefore, it's much easier to cancel out the noise and just go, well, this is my friend that makes me have fun. So that's more important, is my day-to-day living in the now and having fun, rather than me perhaps getting cancer when I'm older. Like, it's that live fast, die young mentality, isn't it? When you're sort of cut off from the facts. And we have to face the facts on this podcast. Every time we do one, we do the research and find out about it. And it's impossible to ignore when you over-educate yourself like that, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The big difference for me between the first year and the second year of sobriety was that in my second year, I don't really find myself thinking about drinking alcohol anymore. I think in the first year, I was constantly yo-yoing between, will I drink again or is this forever? And I was aware of the alcohol all around me, even if I wasn't necessarily tempted to drink it. Like I was aware, it's everywhere and you can see it everywhere. Yeah. But now I don't really think about drinking it. I think about alcohol plenty just because it's our job to with this podcast. But the actual process of drinking it crosses my mind very little. Like I never think, I would have a drink today.
Yeah, or I would like one.
Yeah, that just doesn't happen so much in the second year for me. Yeah. And I kind of feel like this is like leveling up to level 2. So divorcing your brain from alcohol took me a little longer than divorcing my body from it, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So Osher talked about the difference between being sober and not drinking. I guess that's what it was. That first year, I didn't drink. The second year, I'm sober. Okay. And I wonder if anyone else can relate to that.
I relate to that.
Can you understand that?
Yeah, totally relate to that. So it's kind of this white knuckling it, getting through, doing what you can for the first year, reading the books, talking the talk and walking the walk, and just getting that done, that first year under your belt. And that is about giving up drinking and doing that one thing, not doing that one thing that you've been doing for so many years. And then the second year, I think, becomes about self-development.
Yeah, exactly.
And working out what you enjoy, what you enjoyed before you started drinking. And it's almost like you need that reparation year before the second year to go, right, I'm going to get my brain working again. I'm going to get fit. And then the second year, I'm going to actually really sort of soar and start doing the things I really enjoy and really getting into my life.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm now able to go a little deeper into the work and, for example, start seeing regular therapists. Like, it's worth saying I'm not seeing a therapist about alcohol at all. That's not the conversation we're having. But would I have had the motivation or the vulnerability to want to see a therapist and have these difficult conversations with myself when I was still drinking? I'm not so sure.
Because it stagnates you a little bit, alcohol, doesn't it? It's a poison in your body at the end of the day. Oh, I said it, Hamish. At the end of the day,
oh God,
my worst saying of all time.
Vic recently had to edit a podcast. We won't reveal who it was with, but there was a bit of at the end of the day.
There's a lot of at the end of the day.
A couple of hundred at the end of the days. And now she's taken it on.
It's like a disease. At the end of the day,
I'll edit this one so you don't have to experience PTSD.
At the end of the day, it's rude at the end of the day because it's like I'm shutting down what you're saying and I'm going to finish it off and you're not allowed to speak afterwards.
So I make a really complex point and you go, well, at the end of the day, I guess just don't drink.
Yeah.
You've really demeaned mine.
It's really demeaning, isn't it? I won't say it again. I think I'm going to get a buzzer on the table every time I say anything annoying. I know, that would be quite a lot though, wouldn't it? Be
annoying
like,
for everyone. Yeah. Well, how's this for slightly guru comment? I think of sobriety, I don't know if this is too far-fetched.
Oh, God.
A little bit like a spider's web.
Yes.
With giving up alcohol in the middle. From that, different webs start to branch out from them. And like the first few webs, you think, okay, those are just webs that are being created that look like the benefits of just not giving up alcohol. Okay, I don't have hangovers anymore. Very clearly linked to not drinking. But then the next layer, you realise, okay, hang on, these benefits have got nothing to do with not drinking. They're just trying to discover something new about yourself. So that makes so layer one is like, okay, I don't have hangovers anymore. Layer two is like, okay, I'm a more confident person.
Yeah.
I had no idea that me becoming a confident person had anything to do with me going sober.
Yeah.
I thought just giving up alcohol means no more hangovers and my skin's better and I sleep better.
Yeah.
So like that level two is all the other stuff that your life gets better from a result of giving up alcohol.
And it's really prevalent in your choice of topic for this podcast, actually. If you think about your podcast choice names for each episode last year, it was more about what it does for my skin, what it does physically. But now you're more getting into the sort of self-development side of things. And that's a natural, organic change for you, is that you start to feel good. So therefore it's like that circle of joy that we've talked about before, like the elephants holding on to each other's tails. Like each small change that you make in that first year is going to lead to you having a bigger year the second year because you're making the steps. It's like that I'm going to do a weird analogy. Here we go.
Incoming.
It's like a tennis match, isn't it? So the first year you're having your training. So you're just lobbing the ball around, aren't you? You're getting warmed up that first year. You're doing your warm up, and the second year is like your Wimbledon, and you're going for the match, and you're going to achieve much more than you did in the first year because you needed that year to know who you are and what you want. And then the second year is when you put all that into action, and you get a lob. Yeah.
Oh, a lob.
You lob for life.
You used to play tennis quite seriously and you wouldn't know.
Lob for life. There you go. It's my new phrase.
Right.
Lob for life.
What? I'll just let that one slide despite you repeating it 3 times.
Old school security kicks in after the break-in. Too late. Simply Safe rewinds the story, stopping crime before it starts. ActiveGuard Outdoor Protection uses AI-powered cameras to detect intruders, alert live monitoring agents, and can deter intruders before they reach your door. It's proactive protection, plus a 60-day money-back guarantee and no contracts. To get 60% off your new system, go to simplysafe.com/podcast. That's simplysafe.com/podcast. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
What changes did you find in the subsequent years to the first year of sobriety then?
Well, I started playing tennis. That's what
Mainly.
No, I didn't.
Really, your lob went through the roof.
Yeah, I'm in Wimbledon next year. It's just easier. That's what it is for me. Sobriety gets easier every single year. I didn't realise that life was about continual learning, which is exactly what you're doing now. I didn't know that in the beginning. I just thought, well, you drink and then you don't drink. That's it. Yeah. Nothing happens. But that's not true at all, is it? Mm-hmm. It's actually completely the opposite of that. Stuff starts to happen. Realising that booze made me stagnant, being more proud and open about my choice, excited for the future, that's a huge one for me. Because actually I used to dread the future because I knew I was always going to be the drunkest person at any event ever. So being excited for the future means I can go out and be myself. I mean, that is massive, that one. Love socialising without the crutch, i.e. I can look forward to going out because I'm excited about the future. Stepping into who I really am, discovering that things, simple things, and people, Hamish, simple people like you, make me happy. Yeah. Yep. That I can write and follow my passions at any time, that I like walking. I know that sounds stupid, but it's true. Shall I go on? I mean, that second year is when it starts to really kick in and get better, and you start to know what you like and understand what makes you happy. Of course, the real humdinger is how do you find the motivation to carry on for another day or another week or even another year? What's your approach?
Well, one of the things that sobriety has taught me is that long-term goals frighten me and unmotivate me.
Okay, good.
So the statement, I will give up booze forever, does nothing for me positively.
Okay.
That's just too much for my little brain to wrap its head around. But I can find huge motivation in focusing on the short term. So, for example, Liz and I are trying for a second baby, which is exciting not only because we'll be having a baby if we fall pregnant, but more importantly, I'll have a non-drinking buddy for at least 9 months of pregnancy, then probably a few months of breastfeeding. So I kind of think, okay, well, that means that's a very easy year in the bank.
Yes.
I live with her. I see her every day.
Yeah.
She'll be sober. We'll be a sober house like yours is now. So like, it's easy for me to get through the next year if she falls pregnant. Right, cool. That's a breeze. And that's exciting. I'm like, okay, cool. I can easily do a third year, but 10 years is too much for my brain.
So is it almost like you need an outside source for you to continue on this path?
I don't know. I think just like short-term goals.
So what about if you weren't doing the podcast and you weren't married to Liz?
That is a question I ask myself. If we were to move away from the Sunshine Coast, if we were to stop doing the podcast, if I didn't see you every week as the person to
headmistress,
to like hit me with a ruler and keep me in shape, how long will my sobriety last?
Interesting. Yeah, I would be interested to know.
If Liz is pregnant, easily another year.
Yeah. But then you've got toddlers and a baby, so there's another year on there.
Exactly.
And then you've got a job that you start that you don't want to be hungover for. That's what
so
happens
you can always
sometimes.
find things to
keep
attach
you going.
Your sobriety. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think so. Plus, I could also finally be sober for the duration of a pregnancy, which is what I always told myself that I would do growing up. As soon as Liz fell pregnant the first time, she's like, fuck it, no, go for it, enjoy yourself. So I will certainly do the second pregnancy sober. Although it is worth saying, you and I, recently talk about hosting a live show called Relapse, which would involve Vic and I start the show doing shots in a public relapse, during which we would announce the end of the podcast and our sobrieties together.
Oh, it makes me feel sad.
Would you come to that show though?
No, that'd be awful.
Imagine.
That would be absolutely
But what
terrible.
a way to like announce the end of the podcast. Me and you invite 100 people to a live show.
Oh, it's too triggery, Hamish.
It's
It's awful, yeah.
It's so awful.
I was thinking about this the other day, like if you ever did start drinking again, I don't think I could be around you.
That's what I fear.
I wouldn't be able to be around you. I would
I would feel the judgment.
I'd feel sad inside. I don't. Isn't that silly? Because I would feel scared, and I can't imagine you drunk.
I know, but that's an awful thought. Like, our friendship is built on more than me not drinking alcohol.
Well, it's actually the opposite of most people's friendships, because most people's friendships are based upon that. Whereas ours isn't and never has been. So therefore, introducing that into our relationship.
Maybe I'll just become best friends like John and your kids.
Yeah.
And that's the way that I'll get into the household and get invited to parties.
I'm not inviting you to parties if you're drinking.
You haven't got a choice. I'm George's best friend.
No.
I'm George's best friend.
You can't hang out with that Hamish anymore.
What about you though? What we found keeps you motivated as you've gone into second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year?
I've got a bit of a list here.
Of course you do.
Because these questions are so good for anyone that's just starting out on their sober journey. Mm-hmm. What to expect when you're expecting. Yes, isn't it?
That should be the name for this episode.
Yeah.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Yeah, because it is like having a baby, sobriety, isn't it? It's a bit like birthing this kind of different version of you. It's a rebirth
Here we
in
go.
some ways.
There's the woo-woo. The twinkle in her eye when she said that.
We're having a rebirth session, Hamish, today.
The 10th of March is my birthday, and I ignore my old birthday, which was a sinful day.
And are you going to have a womb warrior session with me in a minute? I know so much about the impact of alcohol on health and cancer that I would be a dumbass, is my phrase here, to do it again. I am literally over-educated about it. It sounds wanky, but it's actually true.
I agree.
I would be the most stupid person in the world if I was to go back to drinking now. Because I just know what it does to the body. And also it seems like madness to me. I'm like, why are you doing that? Stop it. It's silly. Anyway, that keeps me motivated, is having that information. Understanding that I was numbing out pain, and I have now created a life in which I want to be present in every moment. Knowing that life has ups and downs, and alcohol never made anything better.
That's a good one.
No longer having anxiety, and knowing that alcohol would cause that within if I ever drank again. My children, and being an example for them, and allowing them to grow up in a house that isn't teaching them that drinking is the only way to have fun. These are all huge. They're all huge.
So you're sort of motivated, it sounds, by kind of like the fear and knowledge of how bad it could be.
Yes.
Is that it? So just going, my life was so shit.
Yes.
And that motivates me to carry on.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's interesting.
Yeah. I use that stuff. I use my past experience. We can only base our decisions on past experiences, can't we? So mine is based upon everything that went wrong in my life because of booze and what I missed out on, which I don't want to miss out anymore. I think that's the main point. I'm a different person from every year to now. I'm more content and in charge of my choices. And I also think that for the first few years, I told my sober story to help people. And doing that, seeing how it helped others, is motivating as well.
Yeah.
I'm better now at knowing when I'm giving too much or when I'm depleting myself and not getting anything in, like that exchange that we just talked about earlier. But I do find that knowing that I'm on the right track, because I didn't trust myself before, so I didn't know whether I was doing the right thing at any point. But now I know that this is the right thing to be doing. This is what my purpose is in life, is to tell this story and do this podcast.
Well, that one I can relate to. So the others, I'm like, well, because I guess you had a different relationship with alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm not motivated to carry on because of the fear of how bad it was.
Yes.
Because my drinking years were not that bad. You know, I didn't have anxiety, and I didn't, you know, a few embarrassing stories, but basically I was sort of able to moderate, and I wasn't awful. So I can't find motivation in that. I certainly can find motivation in the idea of like somehow us being sober and talking about it motivates other people to get sober.
Yeah.
Which is amazingly rewarding and inspiring. Like, oh my God, we found something that is connecting with people. So that I can get behind.
There's a little niche here, Hamish, where you sit, where we're very different. And you sit in a place where you gave up drinking for a challenge almost. And it never got so bad for you to never want to do it again. That's the issue, isn't it, here, that we're going to talk about a bit this morning. A lot of people would be sitting in that same net with you, wondering what to do, because it's been great being sober, you've enjoyed it so far, but you never really had a problem, so therefore, why wouldn't you drink again?
Yeah.
So it's like this really interesting place where a lot of people will feel what you're feeling and be like, well, I've done it. I've done what I came out to do. Drinking was all right. Like, I did a few stupid things here and there, but it was how I connected with people and I never had a problem. So therefore, why not dip my toe back in? And that's a scary place to be, because it means there's no clear choice. And it's something that you are always going to be reconsidering. So you're always going to have a preoccupation with alcohol because it didn't get that bad. It's easier for someone like me. It's actually easier for someone who had a real issue with it because of those reasons, because I'm basing it on my past experiences. I have something to lean on, and I can go, this, and this, all of those points that I made are the reasons I won't drink again, whereas you don't have those reasons as severely as me.
It might be safe to say that if you give up without a drinking problem, it is easier to give up than someone with a drinking problem.
Correct.
It is, however, potentially harder to keep up your motivation to carry on your sobriety. Because you know, well, I could go back. I was fine before. So maybe that's the difference. And obviously everyone's different, but maybe that is where you and I differ.
Totally, 100%. I mean, we met that guy the other day who said, oh, yeah, I've been sober. I went sober 2 years ago. It was the best 2 years of my life. I'm like, so you're drinking again now? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm drinking again now. Yeah. It's like, so why give up on the best 2 years of your life, and start drinking again? Like, if you're saying that's the best 2 years of your life, well, keep doing it. But it's funny. It's this whole social thing that draws you back in. Everybody does it. I want to be like everyone else, so therefore I'm going to get drawn back in. And I can see that if you haven't had a problem with it, and you haven't had negative impact from it, then I can see that is very alluring. I'm so proud of you, Hamish, for actually even doing this. As you know, I do feel a little bit guilty about asking you to go sober, but I do see all the positive impact it's had on you.
Most of the guilt was because of the impact on my sexual life. I appreciate you feeling responsible for my sex life. It's an unusual connection to have with someone.
Yeah. I think I used to feel guilty about all of this stuff, but I'm not so much anymore because I see the positive impact that being sober has had on you.
Now you're feeling smug.
Yeah, so that actually reduces my fear a little bit because I see how happy you are. That does help.
So you're like Mr. Miyagi and I'm like the young upstart. Okay, yeah.
Actually, I think if there was ever an example of someone who doesn't need alcohol, it's you.
Oh, thank you.
Would you agree with that?
I hope so. It's a lovely thing to hear said about yourself.
Yeah. It makes me wonder how many people there are out there in the world that drink because they feel like they should. Like so many people like I did. And they don't have a problem with it, but those lives would be so enriched like yours has been if they stopped. But they just don't consider stopping because it hasn't got that bad. I think you're lovely just the way you are. Actually, I think if you do ever drink again, I wouldn't want to be there. It would make me feel ill. I'm an extremist sober warrior nowadays, and boozing does make me feel a bit uncomfortable.
I don't think I would break my sobriety in front of you. If that's what you're worried about. I'm just going to go over to Vic's for a drink.
Yeah.
Like, Vic, this is it. It's over. Jaeger bomb.
Please don't do that. Bring the Jaeger bombs out. It's been a while. Before we offer you some top tips on how to stay motivated after that initial year of firsts, we should also look at some of the most common challenges that people face in maintaining a long-lasting sobriety.
Yes, well, I read lots of different articles and websites in researching for this specific part of the podcast, and I wanted to focus on what I think are the three biggest factors that seem to come up in any list on this topic.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so first of all, is our old mate boredom, which is closely tied to that feeling of loneliness you might be experiencing as the only sober person that you know, particularly if you white-knuckle your first year of sobriety. If you lock yourself away and you're at home and you do nothing because it's safer to do nothing and you won't ever be tempted or peer pressured, you will get bored. Like, it does work for some people. I guess you became a bit of a hermit.
Yeah.
Like you said, it will work for some people. But the risk of that is that your life becomes incredibly boring and your simple brain goes, when I was drinking, I wasn't boring. When I'm sober, I am boring. Therefore, I will go back to drinking. That is a major reason that lots of people go back to drinking.
That is so true. I love this term, white-knuckling it.
So do I.
Yes, it's great,
it paints
isn't
a
it?
picture, doesn't it?
It really does. It makes me think of when I'm really stressed and driving and like I'm in a traffic jam and I'm getting really annoyed and my knuckles go all white and it's like it's full-on stress and trying to get through and trying to survive, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever heard it before we did this podcast, but it's one of my favourite terms.
Yeah, white-knuckling it. It's great, isn't it?
Can you white-knuckle anything else in your life?
Yeah.
Do you white-knuckle anything?
Yeah, I reckon what it is, it's just you just trying to get through without having any backup, isn't it? It's like I'm trying to get through any situation and I'm going to forge on doing it, even though it's probably going to fail.
I sometimes white-knuckle conversations with boring people.
Yeah.
I know I need to be here.
Yeah.
You might be related to me
Yeah.
or my wife, and I'm just going to white-knuckle this lunch.
Yeah. I white knuckle it a lot with mates as well, like especially acquaintances. I think that's what you're saying. It's like people that I don't know that well that I feel like I have to listen to their boring story about how their child's trying to get into a daycare and they have to pay money. Like all those boring stories that mums talk about all the time, schooling and private school versus and clarinet classes. Oh, don't Tiffany's doing well at Latin.
Yeah,
I'm like,
let's talk about something fun.
Yeah, let's talk about drugs.
I would love, that's it. I would love to be the kind of parent that could like enter a group of parents and be like, first up, no one's allowed to talk about their kids. It's never a fun conversation unless you're telling me something awful that they did.
Yeah.
Let's talk about drugs.
Yeah, let's talk about drugs and sex and your relationship with your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I want to know.
And they'll all go, well, I haven't done drugs or sex for 15 years. Let's talk about our teenage years.
Yes.
That's a conversation.
Yeah, that's how you're really going to get to know someone. I don't want to know about their save our sleep routine, quite honestly. Anyway.
Did I tell you about that kid that, so in like the period of my life, it must be like 21, I went to lots of 21st, then you start going to weddings, and it's always like, how do you know the birthday boy? Or like, how do you know the married couple? Always boring. And then I sat next to a kid at a kid's party when I was doing entertaining at kids' parties, and she sat down next to me and she goes, dogs or cats? And I was like, that is a far more interesting conversation starter than any I've had with anyone my own age in years.
Yeah. I met this girl in Thailand once, Hamish, who used to play the game Would You Rather at her first meeting with anyone. Okay. And it was either, would you rather have massive like moth wings or butterfly wings attached to your back the whole time, or a squirrel's tail that swung around inside your belly button?
Oh.
So then you can just say that to someone the first time you meet them.
That's good.
Yeah, you get to know someone a little bit then, like how creative they are.
I think squirrel's tail in my belly button.
Yeah,
because then you can hide it, really.
Yes, I would
Not
say that too.
Not that many people see your belly button.
Yeah.
And you can say, look, I want to take you home tonight. Just as a heads up, I have a squirrel's tail in my belly button. But wings, like everyone sees your wings all day, you're going to get stares.
Depends how pretty they were and whether you could
if
fly them.
Angel's wings, yeah, but moth wings.
You see, it starts a good conversation.
It's a good conversation.
Yeah, it's like dog or cat.
Proved.
Yeah. So if you meet me and Hamish, don't tell us about your stupid kids.
You don't give a shit about your kids. Unless it's something really funny they said.
Yes, yeah.
I've got 5 minutes of conversation with funny things that kids say.
Yes, I've got 5 minutes, Himmy. Maybe four. Yeah. And then I want to talk about drugs.
Yeah, then I want to talk about wings.
Second up, it's stressed. Your first year might have been stress-free. Or your job might have got crazy, your kids might drive you mad, or you might lose someone close to you. All of these things are possibilities in that first year. Suddenly you thought of falling back into your old ways of drinking through your emotions. It does become tempting, doesn't it, Hamish?
Finally, Vic, have you ever seen the play People, Places, Things?
No.
Did you ever see that? Oh, written by Duncan Macmillan. Denise Gough, she played the lead. It's honestly one of the greatest plays that I've ever seen. Insane. If you live in London, you can go to the National Theatre Archive and you can watch it. They filmed it. You can watch it for free. I recommend it. Anyway, the reason I mentioned it here is because it's common knowledge that people, places and things are enormous risks to your sobriety. Specifically, the people you used to drink with, at the places you used to do it, or the things that lit the spark of thinking about drinking in your head.
Okay, yeah, so it's kind of like craving, yeah.
Exactly. Now, one of the mistakes that many people make in their sobriety is overconfidence, which is sort of what we talked about earlier with regards to me. You might think, well, I've been sober for a year, I've proven the point to myself and those around me, now I can safely say I've got control over alcohol, so I'm going to start hanging out with those people at those places and be around those things all over again. Maybe I'll start moderating my drinking when I go out instead of being totally sober. I'll just dip a toe back into drinking. You need to be careful with that behaviour. Remember what Gene McCarthy said to us, which was that there is a 100% fail rate of people who are severe drinkers trying to moderate. They have never successfully managed to do it in her experience. She's spoken to more people than you and I combined on this subject. So yeah, do bear that in mind.
I totally agree with that. I have never, ever, in the whole time I've been sober, met someone who had even a mediocre drinking issue, somebody that questioned their alcohol intake, somebody that was sober curious, go back and it work out okay. Yeah. It has never, ever happened. I've seen people dip one toe back in and within the week they are drinking a bottle of wine a night. It just doesn't happen, and they are not happy with their intake straight away. I have never come across it, Hamish, and it is very, very tempting. And we see it on Cuppa on our sober network all the time. It's like, I'm going back in, guys. I'm going to go and drink again, and I'm going to moderate. A week later, they're like, that was a good test. What a fucking nightmare! Yeah. I made a tit at myself at a party, and I'm never drinking again. So it does mean also that those slip ups can lead to a long-term. Longer lasting sobriety, which is good, but try not to make the slip ups because we don't want you getting pissed at a party and making a tit out of yourself.
So if you're thinking that the rule doesn't apply to you, let us say with love, you're not special.
Yeah. Totally agree. All right, enough of the bad. Let's focus on the good. If you are struggling to get motivated as each day, week, month, or year ticks by, here are our tips.
Top titties.
Remember to focus on your why.
We always come back to that.
We do. It's the one I have to go back to, which is my hideous child's faces.
Yes. Your biggest inspiration are your awful children.
Yeah, mama. Not being able to be there for my children is my biggest inspiration, yeah.
And mine is just that I have phenomenal skin.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really basic, yours.
Bugger the kids.
Beige.
Skin. Yeah.
Oh, I look really good when
just
I look in the mirror.
looking insane in the mirror.
Yeah.
That's my why.
Do not base your sobriety on how you look.
Mine's very superficial.
Yeah. The superficial sober man.
That's it. 6-pack and good skin.
Yeah. Look at him go.
So no, take a moment to look back on how far you've come and what you have achieved so far. We've found that writing that down and rereading it can help with your motivation.
Totally. Re-educate yourself around the benefits to reinforce the strength of your sobriety. Books, podcasts, and sober social groups. So important.
Also, try something new. Challenge yourself. Don't allow your sobriety to become dull, to become boring, to become repetitive. Throw yourself into new environments and experiences.
Keep engaging in self-care.
Massages.
Yes,
getting
basically.
massages.
Not like the one
therapy.
I had the other day, though.
No, you got hurt.
I got a bad one, yeah.
You asked them to hurt you.
Yeah.
When they go, how strong do you want it? Do you ever say strong?
I said strong, but then I had to stop him halfway and just go, mate, come on, that is too much.
For me, it's a little bit like being in a curry house and being asked if you want it spicy in front of all your friends.
Yes.
And you're like, yeah. I'm like, nah, mild.
Yeah.
It's mild. It's like, your mildest buttered chicken, please. I've never gone hard. Even if it's like a tiny lady doing the massage, goes, do you want me to go hard? I'm like, no, medium. Yeah. It's the most British thing, isn't it? Bland, please.
Yeah, please, keep it bland.
Next up, and most importantly, it's worth remembering that sobriety does get easier the longer you give it. Remember that first year might be the most isolating and the most challenging one you ever have to conquer. You have to come out every time you are with a new group of people. You face peer pressure all the time. Remember, most people relapse during that first year. So if you've gotten through it, well done. It will be easier next year.
Yeah, I like that word conquer, because it just reminds me of conquer matches that I used to have at school.
So
We say like live long and prosper or something about, what's the conquer like? Conquer, come on.
I'm just thinking about conkers now.
Yeah,
dipping them in
conkers.
vinegar overnight.
Yeah, dipping them in vinegar, roast them.
Oh,
And you
does
have
that
to,
make them strong
yeah,
as well?
roasting them makes them strong. Yeah, those in Australia won't know what we're talking about, but there are things called conker trees, which is a horse chestnut, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's a horse chestnut tree in England in autumn where the conkers would fall off, and then you put a piece of string through and you have conker matches, which is where you try and hit someone else's conker as hard as you can until it breaks.
Yeah.
People don't play conkers anymore, do they, Hamish? They play
Keep your
Fortnite.
iPads.
Yeah.
I want my conker game back.
Let's bring back, this is going to be our mission. Our sober mission for the next year is to bring back sober conker fights. We can have them at pubs instead.
That's our sober meetup.
That's our sober
Meet
meetup.
at the park for conkers.
Yeah, we'll have to get some people in England to send us some conkers soaked in vinegar and roasted first of all.
With a little drill to get the hole through it.
And get obsessed with like the shape of the conker. It's how good it is in each match. We'll probably have one special conker that only comes out on special occasions.
Well, it's only 8 years.
The king of conkers.
It's only 8 years until the Brisbane Olympics. Maybe we do an 8-year push to get it in.
It's a perfect opportunity.
It is a perfect
That is a
opportunity.
reason for you to stay sober then for that 8 years. There you go.
Oh, you have to be sober to play conkers at the 2032 Olympics.
Of course.
I didn't read the small print on this. The sober Olympics, a whole different Olympic
Oh,
games.
yeah. The sober Olympics. Yeah. You just have a vodka at the end of the... at the end
At the
of
start
the
line, people are running away from it.
It's people chasing them with a bottle of Jack Daniels. I would argue, Hamish, no matter what, I think sobriety gets better for everybody. And I know it's hard, and that first year we're doing that white knuckling, but the second year, third year, fourth year, however long you do it, it does get easier with every single year. Those stories of people relapsing quite far into their sobrieties are quite rare, I find. Mostly once people have got that year under their belt, they feel so good about themselves, they're like, well, why would I ever go back?
I'm going to end with a quote. Well, I've got one and you've got one.
Yes.
The first one, I actually think we've quoted this guy before because it's such a good name.
Yes,
if it is
I
a
think we
guy,
have.
Zig Ziglar.
Yeah.
What a name.
The best name ever.
I know an Al Allen and an Ed Eddy, but that is by the by.
Are they Icelandic?
Both British, and they were mates at uni. We were all at uni together, and they got on. Ed Eddy and Al Allen.
I bet they were Icelandic because in Iceland you're always named after your father, like Magnus Magnusson.
I do know
it's son of.
Prebenson.
Yeah, so it's son of.
Okay.
It's son of Magnus
So
Magnusson.
maybe Zig Ziglar is.
Yeah,
anyway,
Zig
Zig
Ziglar.
Ziglar, beautiful quote.
Son
He
of
says,
Zig.
I think you'll like this. People often say motivation doesn't last. Neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily.
True.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like
Real
check
nice.
in. It's like you check in with yourself, isn't it? Because that one sounded like Zigga Ziggar from a Spice Girls song. Yes, I decided to do a Jerry Halliwell quote after
I didn't
you.
know she had quotes. So
Well,
I
I
like that
didn't
she
either,
does.
so I quite enjoyed looking them up.
Go
Are you
on.
ready for this? My favourite word is existentialism. I can't say it, and I'm not quite sure what it means.
Wow. That is wisdom on another level.
It is.
I quite like that. She's
Yes.
admitted it.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Do you have a favourite word?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
That's your favourite word.
Well, it is the longest word in the dictionary,
Yes.
Hamish, isn't it?
Mine is bibendum.
Oh, what's
which
that?
I actually think it's the name of a restaurant in London.
Oh, that's not a proper
fun
word.
to say, bibendum.
Yeah, it's got to be a proper word. It can't just be a name of something.
Okay.
It's got to be in the dictionary. Powder.
Muppet.
Muppet is good,
yeah,
yes.
It's a safe and kind put down, but it paints a picture.
What about if you say it in an East End London accent? You fucking Muppet.
Fucking Muppet.
You Muppet.
No, I don't think it lands in an East End accent.
Doesn't it? It's brilliant, isn't it? It's the best
You
way
fucking Doris.
What's a Doris?
I don't know, but it works better in the
Yeah,
accent.
that's good. Well done.
You fucking Doris.
You fucking Doris. I think we'll end on
That's
that
it.
note.
Thanks for
Hamish.
listening.
Sorry to anyone called Doris out there. You fucking Doris. If you're questioning your relationship with booze, you're struggling to moderate, or your hangovers are causing anxiety, it might be time to reach out for some support.
Yeah, just talk to a mate about how you're feeling, contact a local doctor, find an AA or sobriety group. Vic's got one.
Yeah, just head to www.cuppa.community.
Remember, if you're questioning yourself, it might be time to seek support.
Even though this journey can be awkward, it is definitely worth it. And if you've enjoyed the Sober Awkward podcast, don't forget to review it, rate it, and share it with your mates.
Do they have to share it with their mates?
Yeah, of course they do. I'm not doing this for nothing, Hamish. Bloody hell.
How do they share it?
I don't know, just write it on the document.
Hey friends, it's Nikayla from the podcast Side Hustle Pro. I'm always looking for ways to keep my kids entertained without screens, and the Yoto Mini has been a total lifesaver. My kids are obsessed. Yoto is a screen-free audio player where kids just pop in a card and listen. Hours of stories, music, podcasts, and more, and no screens or ads. With hundreds of options for ages 0 to 12, it's the perfect gift they'll go back to again and again. Check it out at yotoplay.com. YOTOPLAY.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo, and I'm always thinking about underwear.
I'm Hannah Berner, and I'm also thinking about underwear, but I prefer full coverage. I like to call them my granny panties.
Actually, I never think about underwear. That's the magic of Tommy John.
Same. They're so light and so comfy, and if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it.
And the bras, soft, supportive, and actually breathable.
Yes, Lord knows the girls need to breathe. Also, I need my PJs to breathe and be buttery soft and stretchy enough for my dramatic tossing and turning at night. That's why I live in my Tommy John pajamas.
Plus, they're so cute because they fit perfectly. Upgrade your drawer with Tommy John. Save 30% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/comfort. See site for details.
So, as you probably know, my comedy memoir, 1,000 Wasted Sundays, is officially out. All my magnificent fuck-uppery in one awkward hit. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy, it's now available from all good bookstores.
We always say all good bookstores, don't we?
Yeah.
Are there bad bookstores?
There's probably ones with moody sellers.
Oh yeah, really depressed librarian folk.
Yes,
okay,
yeah. So there are probably some, but we're only storing it in the good ones.
It's only made it into the goodies.
You can also get it from all good online retailers. The print version and ebook are out now, and the audiobook will be available in March. I've been writing my memoir for 5 years. It will make you laugh, cry and cringe, and hopefully inspire a few people to reconsider their relationship with booze. If you love the podcast, then I think you'll love the book, even if I do say so myself. Hamish has read it. What did you think?
I feel like I know a little bit too much about you now, to be honest, Vic. Look, I really loved it. It was hilarious and surprisingly moving, but I feel like I've seen you naked in a literary sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's worrying.
Yeah. From an emotional point of view, seriously, it wobbled my teeny weeny wooden heart, Vic.
Okay.
My teeny little wooden heart.
Well, his wooden heart is broken. Anyway, so if you do manage to get your filthy mitts on a copy, please do me a favour and head to goodreads.com and give me a review. Doing that will help me get it out there to those that need a bit of sober support. So there you have it. My story, unwanted warts and all. Come and get awkward with me.
Not to be too demanding or anything, but seriously, go and buy it now.
Go and buy it right now.
Yeah, don't just tell your friends, buy it, and then buy your friends one or two.
Yeah, don't give them a copy, buy it, yeah.
And you know what? Don't be careful where you store it. If you lose it, you can always buy another 5.
Buy another one.
Yeah.